butterfly duvets and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. That's a bit like
I was posting the butterfly.
It was me that approved that post, Ursula, but I didn't follow the discussion. I didn't realise it had narrowed down to a particular product.
Yeah, there was somebody, one of them was a recruitment post, and there was about 3 or 4 other people that said it was all butterfly products.
As you host
Right. Oh, that's odd.
Rugs, duvets, that kind of thing. But I don't know if they're all using the same picture that's not been edited or changed.
Yeah,
or
it could be that.
To be fair, I don't know if that would be the case, because Louise Rennick was one of the ones that were done for spamming.
Yeah, that's what it was saying, yeah.
So, and I think she's too experienced.
Yeah, she always edits.
I would have said that she was a wee bit too experienced to. But
there was once where I had products that were framed and what have you that created the problem, but they didn't ban me, but they gave me, like, you know how you get the message. And it turned out that there was other, like, it was because this happened to be a branded product, like, remember the, like, Morphy Richards or whatever they're called, the kettles, the branded products could be traced back to the actual original websites.
That's right.
So we don't know if the butterfly rugs and that is in, if other stockists have got them online. But it's one of these things that we didn't have any control over, unfortunately, if we're editing them. Just thank goodness that people pass on the information to us.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and I'm just going to sugar.
Mute. Do you want me to mute everybody apart, and you can, or can you do that, Jane? Because you're the host.
Once I do this, I am going to have to. Oh yes, I thought, oh no, it never worked. There we go. Now, who's new this week? Well, Lindsay Gordon's been introduced to the business by Eileen McCorry, and Louise McSween is with Heather. And I couldn't remember there for a horrible minute. So well done to the sponsors as well as the new people.
Welcome to the team.
First welcome rewards is Sam and Scott Wilson, and well done Mary for teaching them so well that they've got their first welcome rewards. And well done to Kate too for Peter Curran achieving 10%, and that was only 2 weeks in business. So well done, Peter. That's excellent. And now I'm going to have to shut this down and open up the next one because I didn't join it up. So I do beg your pardon. Just bear with me. Let me shut that one down. File close. And then I need to save. Sorry, just if you talk amongst yourselves until I get this up. Just until, I couldn't remember what I called it. So that really was a bit of a problem there, but never mind. Here we go. So I shall. I've actually muted myself as well, so I've managed to unmute me. And
Jim wants to know how to mute you, Jane. I've muted myself.
Is the screen sharing?
Yes.
Excellent. So, what is this business about? What's in it for me and how do I start? I think really that's what we should always remember. People don't really want to know what you know. They want to know what's in it for them. They're not really interested in anything else. They just want to know what's in it for them and how do they start. But this is equally relevant for any new person or for any person in the business, because it doesn't change. And sometimes we get too clever when we've been in the business a bit longer. So let's go back to day one and just do what we need to do and keep it simple. So really, what do we want to do? We want to retail. That's all you're having to do is collect orders for £1,000 over Clean Easy's 4-week period. That's all. And when I say that's all, if you know what you've got to achieve and we tell you what you've got to do to get it, then job done. Job really done. Don't target 10%. Do not target 10%. Target £1,000. Then you'll get your 10%. Target 10%, you're scrabbling in the last week. Don't do that. It is only £250 of orders every week. That's all. But if you're online, break it down. £36 a day, or if you want 2 days off, whichever weekend you choose to worship, then it's 50 quid a day. So keep those targets in mind. But if you're really, really smart, now that we have both, do both. Once upon a time, we only had catalogues, so therefore we had to make time to do our catalogues. We couldn't fit it into little pockets because even doing 100 catalogues will take you an hour through doors. And if you didn't have a printer like we didn't, then it took you longer because you had to knock on them to make sure the people knew when you wanted them back again. So your catalogues, if you're doing catalogues, do a minimum of 200 catalogues delivered twice every week. If you're going to take a week off and you still want to hit that target, then do more the week before, do more the week after, and sort it out. Because if you spread things, it just makes things so much simpler and easier. The reason I'm saying 200 catalogues twice a week is, twice a week is quite simple. You want to be able to collect at least 250 of those catalogues to make sure you get £250 of orders. The averages do vary though, from place to place. I was talking to somebody today who gets 46p a book. But you know the great thing about that? You know you're getting 46p a book. So you have to do twice as many if you're getting £1 a book. Make those things work for you. Once you know the figures, I love figures. I think they're wonderful because they paint so many, they tell the story. It's so easy once you know the figures. Gosh, the story's there in front of you. And we even put wee visual things in now, you know, for those people who don't like figures. But you can get to love them very, very quickly. But do remember the averages do vary from place to place, and also the books collected. When in where we used to stay, you could guarantee if you put 400 books out, well, 200 books out, you would collect between 140 and 160. Now I know that Lynn used to say to me, we don't get that many back in. And I used to think, why not? We do. I'm sure everybody does. So certain places just don't put their books out. I could actually hold my customer base up and point out the people to you who never put the book on the doorstep to this day. Why do I let them away with it? Because I let them away with it and they give me orders every time. That's why I let them away with it. But track your progress so that you know your averages. Online, well, it's nice and simple. Do enough discussion posts, 3 products and 60 groups daily, and then your marketplace posts as well. Now, I've said 3 products and 10 groups and then double it up to more. But you can do 4, 5 or 6 posts if you wish, but do spread it out. Remember when you're posting on groups that different people look at those groups at different times. There are perhaps more people look in the evening, but I've noticed that there's a lot of people look at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm only up at 7 o'clock this week because my grandson needed a lift to his work. And that's what you do. So once you start posting from day one, it will take you longer at the beginning just to get that momentum. With catalogues, you don't have that delay. You put your catalogues out, you collect them, you get your averages. With your online, you have to realise that your posts have to build up. So if you're putting 3 products on in 60 groups, tomorrow you're putting on another 3 products in 60 groups, so you're doubling up very quickly. So you know, remember though, if you don't hit your target, if you don't get £36 of orders today, then you have to add that onto your week's target so that you're hitting your target at the end of that week. Don't say, oh, well, that's okay, I'll get £36 tomorrow. No, you actually need a bit more than that tomorrow to keep it going. But a few weeks into your stride, you'll do no bother. Now, can I say, this should not say £100 in 3 weeks. This should say £1,000 in 3 weeks. So do your £1,000 in 3 weeks, make that your target. Because if you do it in 3 weeks, whoopie-doo, the 4th week really is a bonus. Or if you do it in 3 weeks, you know, that makes sure that your 13% is within reach. And doesn't that make you feel good? But what do you earn? What do you earn? Your Clean Easy book, remember, your main book pays you 21%, and your K-Life pays you 15%. Now, it was very simple to do those figures when it all paid 21%. Now, you have to kind of think, right, okay, what do I do? And I have to say, 3/4 of my orders, 75% of my orders will come from the main book, of which I am very happy. Yes, it's less value, but I make more profit. And if they buy something at £7, you generally find that they top it up to £10 or £20. If they buy something out the K-Life at £20, they don't top up. So there's pluses and minuses. So I've calculated it on a 75-25 split. And my apologies if, you know, your retail isn't based that way. So here's what you earn though. £750 of orders. This is your 4 weeks. You've done £1,000. Well done. You are happy. You'll see my wee caption up there. You are happy about it. So you've got £750 of orders from your main book, and you've earned £157.50 cash in hand from that. That's your profit once you take the orders out to your customers. The other £250 of orders has come from your K-Life, and from that you've earned £37.50 cash in hand. Combined, it's £195. Just the same as if it was online and you were delivering it. But do remember, if it's all online and it's all posted, you're talking 15% for everything. However, your end of period bonus still stays the same because you've hit your 6% of your cash value, but your 10% sales plan value, which is around £60, giving you a total profit that period of £255. So what's next? Now remember, I said it's really simple. Well, you teach someone else how to do the same as you did. But why would you teach them, and who will you teach? Because I remember asking those questions. Who? The people you know and the people you don't know. Because not only will you get Facebook leads, but we can buy leads. Look around, look for reputable companies, ask your upline, and they will advise you which companies have been in the market for a long time and where they might not be the cheapest, but probably a better quality of lead, if there is that. But please don't misunderstand. Not everybody from a bot lead is going to say yes. It pans out. All the people you know who really need, and we've all done this as well, I hope, is you speak to all the people you think really need that extra income, and they all tell you they're not interested. I remember being shocked, absolutely shocked and astounded that they wouldn't grab it with both hands and start running. But what about the people that you know who don't need that extra income? Because we didn't. Nobody would have asked us. We replied to a newspaper ad. So how many people will you need to speak to? Well, I would suggest at least 50 a week. And once you start using your leads and talking to the people, you'll find out how many you need to get your 1 or 2 people in. Because again, it's like the catalogues. You'll have your own averages and they'll just be yours. They'll get better or you'll get different averages. I don't mean they'll get better, but they will get different averages. But remember, when you're speaking to people, you don't want to change their mind, you want to give them information. And the reason we say 50 is, if you speak to 1 or 2, well, there might be somebody interested, you don't know until you speak to them. But what if 2 out of those 3 people don't answer the phone? Well, you get really focused on trying to get them to speak to you. But if you've got new people coming in to your inbox or to your email wanting information, you don't focus quite so heavily on the ones that don't want to speak to you or are too busy to speak to you. Here's some facts though, and this was, well, they were presented to me as facts. I don't know if they were on the internet or on a newspaper, but I remember coming across them. And I know some of them, well, you'll have seen because I posted them in our group to let people see that. A single person needs a minimum annual income of £17,900 to survive. We're not talking about to live. We're talking about survival here. Survival's not, it doesn't paint the picture of a yellow sunny day, not to me. A single parent with 1 preschool child needs an annual income of £25,900 to survive. I didn't get the figures for a single parent with 1 teenage child, what kind of income they need, because it will be considerably more. A family of 4 need both parents to work and each earn an annual income of £20,400. So they need an annual income of £40,800 to survive. Now I do know that people, and I know people who do earn that kind of money every year. But you know, looking at the jobs just now and the earnings that people are earning and the hourly rates, they've gone backwards. Many people are earning less now than they were 10 years ago, and everything's increased. Most single parents have a shortfall of £67 every week. No wonder you see those ads on Facebook saying manage your debt. Don't manage debt. It shouldn't be that. It should be a case of earn more, and I'll show you how, so that you get out that dreadful trap. Most working couples have a shortfall of £59. Do you know how they could bridge the shortfall? Of course we do. But would they all want to? Unfortunately, the answer is no, because sometimes when you're in that situation, it's very difficult to be able to see your way out of it. So let's look at what's in it for me though. If you do introduce, going back to my question of why would I? never mind the how. And I've based it on the same amount of orders as we had before, the 75-25 split. And here you are, you still earn £157.50 from your 750 orders. You still earn £37.50 from your 250k life. Your cash in hand still £195. It doesn't change. Your end of period bonus has increased by £20. Not a lot, but a little. And the total for 4 weeks, well, it's increased by £20, £275. So if you go back, £67 and £59 shortfall, do you think that would help? The person you've introduced, though, you've shown them how to do what you've done. That's all. Just exactly the same. And they've earned £255, just the same as you earned when you were on your own. And if they fall into this category, I'm sure they'll be delighted. And what's next? Well, there you go. It's repetition, isn't it? Do it again for yourself and show your friend how to do it. As I say, it's really, really simple. As a human race, we make things complicated for ourselves, unfortunately. But maybe you've got bigger plans. Well, there's nothing to stop you saying, that's not a problem, just do twice as much and do it a bit so that you get there a bit quicker. If you were in a job and you thought, I'd like to earn a bit more money this week, I'll just stay on and do some overtime. There's a wee man called, or a wee girl called your boss, who says, wait a minute, that's not in the budget. You can't earn extra money this month. If you're not getting your work done in the time that's allocated, you can certainly stay on and finish it, but I'm not paying you. Clean Easy don't do that. You do twice as much, you earn hopefully twice as much. But here you are. What you've done is, you've now shown 3 people. You had your friend, and you've told her how to do what you did in the first month. And it is monkey see, monkey do. Because if someone comes into the business and see you bringing in a friend, they'll go and talk to their friends, they'll copy you. But you've decided you want to do it a wee bit quicker, so one of your customers has joined, and so is one of your neighbours, because you told them what you earned. Now, I will say again, the big checks aren't as appealing to a person generally, I'll say generally, to a person who has never looked at network marketing before. They want to see you 250, 300, 350, 400 is much more believable and achievable to the person who isn't in the business yet. So let's get down to the cash in hand, because it remains the same. You've now got 4 people in your business. You're turning over £5,000. You've got a 4-week bonus here. And that's just from your orders, because now you're hitting the 12% in cash terms and monetary terms, 18% sales plan value. That gives you a 4-week bonus of £120. From your £1,000 of retail, you're now earning £315. You're earning almost a third of your retail in profit. That's good. Ask any shopkeeper. If they were to get a 33% return on their products in the shop, they would probably be really, really pleased, particularly if it's a weekly turnover and having no stock to hold. But your team bonus is going to click in as well. This person here, remember though, is going to earn £275. You're going to earn £200 because you've introduced 3 people, showing one of those people how to introduce a person, giving you the 4-week income of £515. Now that's getting a wee bit more interesting to the majority of people, and they can see what's in it for them, but what's in it for everyone, really. Now, some people will say to you, it doesn't work like that. That's too simple. Well, sometimes it doesn't work like that, but it is simple. We're the ones that do make it difficult. We try to change our wording because we've spoken to 3 people and they've said no. So we change it because it must be something we've said. No, it's not. Believe in me. It's not what you're saying. It's just you've not said it to enough people yet. So just keep doing what you're doing. We change our adverts because we're not getting enough leads back from them. Well, maybe you want to have a look and see if you've got too much information in them, because we do something sometimes. Maybe we haven't got any money in them. So there are reasons to look at what you're doing, but don't stop believing in what you're doing. Maybe people have joined and they've not done anything. Well, sometimes people don't, but maybe if you've got a few people who haven't done anything, maybe you should have a chat with the person who introduced you so that they can maybe have a chat to you about the fact that some people just don't do anything. Some people do 3 orders and you never hear from them again. It's often what happens, and particularly when you're new, because your enthusiasm draws people in, which is a good thing. Don't stop being enthusiastic, but it draws people in. And then they sit down and say, but wait, I've got to work to make this money. Enthusiasm doesn't make the money. That's the only difference. So don't stop what you're doing, just keep doing what you're doing and it'll all sort it. Sometimes we don't think we're as clever or we're as smart or we're as able as someone else. Don't compare yourself. It's called comparalitis. Don't do it. Look at yourself. Decide if you're comfortable with you. Chat to your upline who wants you to succeed and keep going. So why wouldn't you be able to do it? Why not? Here is something that, sorry, let me have a look. Oops. Here's something that has been around for a long, long time. And this is networking in its purest form. You start off with just you, and everybody does. You, a bag of catalogues or 5 catalogues. And you do with it whatever you choose. In week, and it used to be maybe month, but now things have geared up an awful lot. The internet has rushed things through. Everything's become much quicker, much more bustly, and you know, excitement builds businesses. It really does. Get excited. It builds your business. And bringing, what's more exciting than bringing people into a business? There's nothing more exciting than that. Well, there is. Seeing them put through their first order, hit their first 10%. Keep hitting their 10%, hit their 13%. I suppose there's lots of exciting things. I've been in a long time, I still find it exciting. I love it when it works for people. It really, really pleases me. But what about the first week if you brought in a friend? And then the next week, that friend brought in someone else. That's week 3. In week 3, you bring in your second person. In week 4, your week 1 person brings in a new person. That's then got 2 people. The person that they brought in week 3 brings a new person in. Your person that you brought in week 3 brings in a new person in week 4. And you bring in someone as well. You've only brought in, you've only sponsored and introduced 3 people. But you've got how many? 8 people in your group. That's networking. That's how networking works. Expect it to work like that for you. You're almost at gold. You only need 1 more person. What would I have done? What would I have suggested if you were sitting at that level? I would have suggested that you worked twice as hard that period and brought in 1 more person and hit your gold. You don't want to miss gold. If you're a couple of £100 away from it, start searching around and see if you can get some more orders for it. I don't suggest by any shape or form that you want to retail to gold. You can if you wish, it's done. However, there's networking. And I think I did that training in 30 minutes.
Yay!
So there we go.
Did well done. I noticed that. Well done.
Thank you.
That was really good. Thank you.
I'll unmute you. Unless you want to unmute yourselves. No. Oh, you all unmute yourself. That's great. Thank you very much. There you go. Oh,
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
it's my pleasure. I've got that camera sitting too high and it was irritating me. But I didn't want to stretch up and sort it. But never mind. Did it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. That was good. I think for people watching, it's some good figures there for to use with prospect. And sometimes when we're prospecting, we didn't recognise just how many people actually need the opportunity. And facts like that, it helps you to see it, doesn't it?
I always think so. But there again, I know that I really like figures. So to me, doing anything without being able to talk money in pocket, it's very, it just doesn't work for me.
But what I would say though is I do know that you like figures. That's probably why you ended up being a bank manager. Me, on the other hand, I'm keynote visual, and I'm not a figure person. However, what I have learned in this business is to like figures, because you can't go forward in the business unless you know these statistics for your own business. So I now love figures, but it's for money.
But maybe, Lynn, I only liked figures because I became a banker.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it wasn't the other way around.
I'll never know the answer to that. That's good. I enjoyed that.
Good. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. As long as it helps, because I think we forget that that's what the trainings are for, though. It's not so that we can see our faces on a screen. That's not the object of the exercise. It's so that people learn, so that you grow.
And also so that one day you can be doing the trainings, which is what
This is true. This is very true.
Jane threatened to get Bianca and Ursula today at the night, and I'm only kidding you guys. You were too relaxed there, I had to just weaken you up. I'm only kidding, but if you're getting the success, why not? I mean, I remember a guy in the business that used to say, the persons, we're talking about the big checks or the and to me a big check, because if you've got a full-time income in Clooney, that's a big check to me if you're doing it with this part-time business. The person with the pen is the person with the check. In these days we used to use what they call flip charts to train, and whiteboards, and so it was a pen. Now it's computers and sending videos, but it's the same thing. The person with the pen is the person with the check. If you train it, you retain it. But I went off on one there.
Like you, man.
Some because we were talking about getting other people joining in the trainings. Kate wants to do trainings, but we need to get that laptop sorted out. So the laptop, and it does the PowerPoint at the same time. And you do fairly well in the sponsoring. Is there any tips that you can give us?
No, no. I'm just looking.
Thanks, Anne.
I'm not giving you my tips. No, I don't know. I don't know how.
I know I've asked you before, and you keep on saying, I don't know, I'm just lucky. I don't know, I'm just lucky. But we were saying in the business, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I do know that you're very active. I see you on Facebook posting morning all the time, consistently, really active. And I know you think you're just lucky, but are you doing a lot of numbers or speaking to a lot of people?
No, not any more than anybody else. No.
And Anne's doing a lot of personal development though as well, Lynn. She's away. She's always away looking for webinars and videos and books to read and things like that. She's taking the whole system on board, and really learning and getting more confident in her business every day, aren't you, Anne?
Yeah.
Definitely. These wee sayings that we keep on repeating, the more you learn, the more you earn, they're actually true.
Yep.
It's well done anyway, Anne. You're doing brilliant. One day you'll not say it's luck. One day you'll say, it's me that's done that.
Yep. Oh, it is.
I know it is, but she doesn't believe it yet, I don't think.
No, I don't.
Oh. Well,
I remember Jim and I hadn't been in the business that terribly long. And I remember sitting at a training, and the person who was doing the training said, it's easy to bring people in. Well, I could have got up and punched them. I very nearly did. I thought, oh.
I actually remember this training, guys. She is no lying. She did one. I remember it.
Well, the thing is, as you get in the business, it is easy to bring people in, but you then have to teach them how to make money. Bringing them in.
They need to want to.
They do want to, Anne, but sometimes we can find a wee road to show them how they can. Because I remember when I joined, now I considered myself to be a relatively successful person. I had completed lots of exams and got to where I wanted to be in my job. As you walk up a path with a catalogue, I used to be horrified. I thought people were peering at me out their curtains. And, you know, it was an industry I knew nothing about. You had to adopt a different way of dealing with people, speaking to people, and lots of things. So, you know, sometimes we can encourage them to want. And I think that's what I'm getting to, because they've got so little confidence, they can't see that they can. Sometimes they're just bloody arrogant and think they can without doing anything. Oh well, hey-ho.
Definitely. Everybody's quiet tonight. You're too quiet, it's very disconcerting. Your daughter's beautiful too now.
I'm just thinking it's quiet because you've hardly got any animals left.
I'm kitten sitting at the minute for Ollie.
You're kitten sitting?
I'm kitten sitting. And it's weird because Elsa doesn't know Ollie. I mean, like, how long ago did she have her kittens? She doesn't know him. The animal kingdom is so weird. But I think Ollie kind of recognised her because he keeps on purring under his throat and meowing and trying to get attention for it. It's so cute. But yes, it's fairly quiet on the animal front. And there's no bambinos here tonight either. No kids, no animals. The only animals is Minnie and Lola. And my brother's shot because he's shifts, so you didn't hear from him. Everybody seems quiet. It's this clammy weather. It seems like it's going to be thunder. We need some better weather. Thank goodness we've got two sides to go easy. So I've got changed up on Saturday. Right, the weather's going to hold up for the barbecue part of it, but the training's the most important part, and that'll be on Facebook Live. Anything you want to say, Jane or Kate?
No, just well done for everybody that tunes into the Zoom calls and takes on board the training and goes away and makes it work, because that's what makes it worthwhile for us when we're helping you to build your businesses. It's great to know that people are listening and they're tuning in and taking the advice and stuff like that. It's fantastic, absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, go and watch. I don't know if it's on the Rhino group. I'm sure it's on my team group, but see if it isn't on the Rhino group, Lynn will try and get it there. Helen Allgood's training that she did at the Christmas showcase last year about how even a small check in your business can make a massive difference to your life. And just when I was thinking about it again when Jane did that training there about the shortfall and everything, and how much a small £50 a week to a 10% business, a small 10% business of £150 a month can make a massive difference to people. But that training that she did was absolutely phenomenal, because it showed, just a 10% business can pay off people's mortgages, all their debt, give them a better lifestyle and stuff. And sometimes when you're speaking to people, you think you have to impress them with, this person's earning £5,000 a month, £10,000 a month. That's not what they want to know. It's what's in it for me, just exactly the way Jane said it. It's what's in it for me right now, this month. That's what really makes a big difference to people. So always bear that in mind when you're showing them the business. It's not about the massive checks, it's about what will make a difference to them right now.
I agree with that. But the only thing I would say is, don't forget about the massive checks, because that's the long-term proof that the business works. It's an ongoing business. You can grow this part-time, slowly but surely. You might start off with 2 or 3, grow, double it, triple it, and that's all the big checks are. It's just time and consistency, and teaching. And as Jane said, the internet's definitely sped things up. I love that, changing that training. I love that she went through that. Used to be a monthly thing. That's right. The same. I've got the PowerPoint and mold blueprint training, but I love that we twist on it, because that is something that realistically, because of the internet, we can get the message out there faster. And that's what the business is all about. It's really just getting the message out there. But small acorns, mighty oaks. You know what I'm seeing everywhere now, by the way? That wee thing I put on about sparkling? I'm seeing, it's like the unicorns. I've seen unicorns everywhere. I'm seeing things about sparkling everywhere. I think that's an omen. The sparkle. Look how we've came through these hurdles. Jane, are you computer frozen, or are you just sitting still?
No, I'm just sitting still. I'm actually, I can be quite a peaceful person,
This is actually the look that you have on your wee face when you're getting tired. When you just sit.
No, I'm not too bad, but I have been up very early. I heard Kate, it just dawned on me, I could hear someone typing on the keypad, and I thought, I think that's Kate, but I've just seen Kate's message. So it was Kate. I was probably concentrating to see where it was coming from. I didn't use, you're quite right though, Lynn, the big checks are still important. But what I will say is, and Lynn will tell you, everybody will tell you, not just Lynn, if you don't have any 10% in your business, you don't have a check. That's why 10% is so important.
Steaming level. The main one. The 1,000. The 1,000. Let's talk.
That's right. Funnily enough, though, I never think of 10% not being 1,000.
I know you don't. That's why I had to clarify that, because that's what I did in my mind as well. And I think that's...
think of 10% not being 1,000. But if you do want to get people off to a fast start, and this may seem really quite funny, if you want to get them off to a fast start, try to get them to get catalogues. I never used to think you have to wait for your catalogues coming, then you have to put them out, and then you have to wait 2 days to get them out. And now I'm saying, if you want them to get to a fast start, some people do it with the internet, and please don't think that they don't, because they do, and we all see it. But a fast start is definitely catalogues out.
But the interesting thing about the internet is a lot of it is Facebook. And one of my, as you know, Debbie, my friend, she did hit bonus in 2 weeks, like Philip, but Peter rather. But Peter's doing catalogues and mostly catalogues, isn't he? Debbie did it online in 2 weeks. And now when you watch Pam's video last week, this is how Debbie is on Facebook. This is how she is. And I watched Pam's video and I thought my son really needs to bloody get his arse into gear and get selling queries on Facebook, because he does all everything. Can anybody recommend this? Can anybody recommend that? I'm checking in. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's down to that reach, and that's as I say, I felt chuffed. Consolidated what we're doing, but I did pick up a few wee nuggets. I don't know about you guys. I picked up a few wee nuggets about that reach. So, I had quite an interesting one last night. I was telling my team about this morning. Last night somebody asked me to like their new page, and I just went to the page and looked at it and liked it, and that was all I did. And this morning I got a notification that another friend had liked my activity, and when I went to click on the notification, this other friend had liked the fact that I had liked somebody else's page. Now these two people don't know each other, right? So Facebook's picking up on that, and it's notifying people that Kate Forbes likes this page. So this person's gone and looked at that and liked that I've liked a page, and I'm thinking, well, that's really good for my reach, but it's obviously potentially putting two people together, because my other friend might like this lady's page as well. And if she does that, then her friends will be notified that she's liked this lady's page, right? So the reach of the thing is just infinite, really, when you think about it. So you never know, you know, just by doing that, just one small random bit of activity in Facebook's been projected to your friends list and stuff like that. So it's, you know, it's obviously it's increasing everybody's reach and everybody's benefit. So have a think about that, but also on the other side of the coin, be really, really careful what you like. because I think you look at that's what you want. So you better and then the next morning I was horrified. Yes, don't just like willy-nilly. Be careful you don't like other networks.
You definitely don't want to like willy-nilly.
Don't like Willie at all. You get your mind in the
Can I just say one other thing, please? A few people a couple of weeks ago qualified for the free catalogues on the, whatever it was, I think it was place an order of £150 plus that week and get 50 free catalogues, right? Now, I had a phone call on Sunday from somebody in the team who said, can you check your free catalogues? Because his partner had asked for something from the catalogue, and he said, right, I'll look it up before I order it and get the stock, just show you it's the right thing and stuff. And he was looking at the catalogue, and he was looking through the catalogue, and he thought, this is really weird. When he opened the catalogue, it started at page 79, and pages 79 to 110 were repeated 3 times throughout the catalogue, and then it went to page 35. And he phoned me up to see if mine were the same, and they were. Now, I hadn't noticed. These are the 3 ones that may have come out in a bit of a batch, so check them if you've got them. But actually, on Thursday last week, I was picking up catalogues, and I've got one customer that's a wee bit pernickety, and it was a daughter that came to the door, and she said, here's your catalogue back. My mum says the book was all mixed up, and there was a note in the book saying this book's all mixed up. And I was in a hurry, and I just said, oh, right, no problem at all. And she always orders, but she hadn't ordered. Chucked the book in the car, went on with my son. Didn't even look to see what she meant. And I thought she meant maybe I'd put the catalogues in upside down or something, or I hadn't prepped the book properly. But now I realise I've used 25 of these catalogues, and she's the only person that's noticed that the same sequence of pages was repeated 3 times. So anyway, so on Monday I phoned Clean Easy and told them on behalf of myself and my team member, and they repacked them, and we both got them today. So check your free ones that you've got. Your customers might not notice. The company won't ask for them back. You can use them for blanket dropping, but if you've got books like that, give them a phone and they'll repack them for you and send them out properly.
Well, Ursula?
That one was fine.
Why are they in the house? Sorry, I couldn't resist
Because they slipped it all ready to go in the morning.
That's all right.
Now listen, bear in mind, I don't know if Louise can hear us or not, but Louise is brand new. Sorry, Louise.
We did say good luck, Louise, didn't we?
I don't know if I can unmute her, but I don't know if
this is the first time they've been in the house for a while. So
I just wanted to reassure her that we weren't going to bully you, put them out.
No, that was called an aside. It was a joke.
No, I'm kidding.
It was a very sharp joke, Jane.
I'm clever.
I've lost you. My screen's closed down. How can I not see it? My computer's frozen.
Do you remember when you can't see us, we can still see you?
We can still see you.
It's all right. I was behaving, but I had to find it so I could stop the recording. He's got to remember I've recorded everything here.
You've got a lot of editing to do.
See when it's all at the end, it's easy. You just go shoop, chop. Easy peasy. Right, well, thanks so much, Jane. I really enjoyed that tonight. We had to chat about
Oh, thank you.
just sometimes, you know, it's good to just have something a wee bit different, but it's the same, if you know what I mean. So we'll see you on Saturday, if you can tune in. My computer is playing funny beggars. It's opening up web pages. I've seen it saying like, go to bed. See you all on Saturday. If you want the address, you can message us for it. We'll not put people's addresses on the Facebook the way I did in the before.
I think it was more the fact you put it on the cover picture that was actually.
It's a secret group.
I know. I felt a bit pernickety saying, do you really want all of my address? I know.
I know. If anybody stalks us, we can put some information on the business. And they can do the catalogues while they're stocking. And if they're an online stocker, they can Right, I'm going to go because my brain's a bit mashed. It's great to see you all. I've seen you all last week, but you didn't see me. So it's good to be back. And we'll see you on next week. See you on Saturday.
Okay, good night. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
See you on Saturday. Bye. I can't get my wee boxes to close down so I can end the meeting.